Welcome back. Let's solve question number 4 of case B. Gurpreet opened the PPF account with the intention to achieve retirement goal. On the basis, the planner has suggested to deposit maximum amount of PPF account while continuing contribution for appropriate number of block period till retirement. Also, to start an SIP in mutual fund, in equity mutual fund and debt mutual fund, but Gurpreet wants to stick to his own plan of depositing yearly rupees 1.5 lakhs from April 2017, including in extended block of period till retirement, and if any shortfall in a fund accumulation is met by redeeming existing equity mutual fund scheme and the balance mutual fund scheme. You are not supposed to present the calculation to Gurpreet about the shortfall in retirement fund. If Gurpreet follows his own plan, the retirement fund will be invested in a separate fund yielding 6.5%. Okay, so what this question means that the Gurpreet will be following his own plan of investing only in PPF and utilizing whatever he has accumulated in equity mutual fund and balance mutual fund, and based on his plan what can be the shortfall. Okay, now we can solve this question in four parts. The first part will be calculating the retirement corpus, right? So, part 1, the retirement corpus, right? So, what are the details we need? First, we need the expenses, right? Which we can find it in point number 5, right? Retirement corpus to be accumulated in 17 years. Corpus to sustain inflation adjusted income equivalent to current rupees 80,000 monthly for 25 years post retirement. Right? So monthly expenses we got it, which is 80,000. What is the time period till retire? To retirement, time to retirement is 17. What is the inflation? We remember this inflation, which is 5%, right? Now expenses at the first year of retirement. Note that I have written first year of retirement and we have monthly expenses, right? So we have to be careful on that. So this is the expenses. Now here will not take RRR. I will just take some time to explain this because we are just extrapolating that expense, right? So there is what do you call there is nothing that is coming in as we don't have to considering we don't have to consider any return period, just extrapolating the present value to future value. That's a point to point value calculation, right? So NPR is 17, PMT is nothing, and the PV is minus 80,000. Type will be 0, as if you avoid it, it usually takes in default 0 only. So the I forgot to put so there will be 12 multiplied by, because we're calculating yearly expenses. 1 second. Oh, I'm very sorry. Yeah. So this is the yearly expenses, right? Now To calculate the retirement corpus, we have to know how much return it will earn post retirement. So here it's clearly mentioned in the problem that it will earn 6.5%. Right? So we'll take the post retirement return. Note that we are still in first part. 6.5%. Now here's the trick. We have to calculate the RRR. So we now know how to calculate the RRR, right? Very well. So this is the RRR. So we'll calculate the corpus needed equals to PV. This is the rate. The N bar, I should write it here. Right? Post retirement period. So we will find the post retirement period here. Point number 5, last sentence, 25. So we'll find the post retirement period to be 25. PMG we know minus this. If it's 0, type is 1. Correct. Now we got the first part of the problem. What is the second part? We have to find out the value of PPF, the future value of PPF, how he will be accumulating, right? So part 2 is calculation of PPF, right? Now for PPF, let's go back to the case study and see what is the scene for PPF, right? So this is the PPF, right? PPF account. The current value is 7,87,000. It's a lakh, so 7 lakh. Let's write it down. Current value is 7,87,000. Right? And let's go to point number 3. Here it is, point number 3. Account maturing on 1st April 2023. Now, why is this important? I will tell you. Is that the account will be maturing in 1st April 2023, but according to Gurpreet's plan, he want to invest till a particular number of block period. So as you know, in PPF there are blocks of 5 years where you can extend your investment plus whatever you have accumulated in 5 years block, not less than that, not more than that. And to give you an FYI, the block period has to be told, we have to inform the post office or the bank to extend the block period 1 year before the maturity, right? So term ends, actual term ends in 1st April 2023. I don't know why it doesn't take that. This is the, sometimes it gives problem, so I'll just write it. This should be fine, I guess. Now there are some settings where you can modify it to not take so sometimes it happens that it automatically changes the format. You can change that, and I'll show how to change it in some other videos. Now what is the number of years that is left till the original maturity, right? So term left original till original maturity is, so now the current date is 1st April 2017 as per the case study, right? And so how we can find this quickly is just we can calculate it by hand, or if you find it difficult you can do it like this, you know. So you can mention the dates. So this again comes, so let's write first April 2017, first April 2018. So this is one period, right? And then first April 2019, this is second period. So you do it till 2023 and you'll get 6. Now what we have to do is see that the time to retirement is, we know that the time to retirement is 17. Now we got already till maturity, till original maturity we got 6 years, right? And then the how many blocks, so the next question is how many blocks he can extend, right? So there are only 5 years blocks, he can extend only 5 years block. So the maximum number of blocks or the years he can extend is 2 blocks, that means 10 years, right? He can't extend any further, because if he extend another block, the retirement will already come in the next year and he will not be able to withdraw that money. Simple as that, right? So he will extension, all right, 10 years total period is plus 16 years. Now what is the return? PPF return is here 7.75%. Now nothing else, we just have to extrapolate, considering that there is yearly deposit of 1.5 lakhs. I'll write it here, yearly deposit. Now this sum will be a little bit lengthy, so stick with me. So if we, this is the return, this is the end par, we have PMT which is 1.5 lakhs, and we also have PV, right, this current value, and we also have type. So he'll immediately start investing, assuming, this is assumption that he will start immediately, right? So this is the corpus we get. That's the end of part 2. We'll see part 3, which is finding the valuation of other assets. Other assets include his whatever he want to link it, which is existing equity mutual scheme and balanced mutual fund scheme, right? Let's tag those also. So current value we'll need for, let's take first equity MF, current value we'll need. So what is the current value of equity mutual fund? We can find it here, 26 lakhs 47,000. Right? There are no further investment going into equity mutual fund. It's just that he'll be extrapolating the amount of years, which is, the term is only till retirement, which is 30 years. Right? What is the return? We know it is 11%, but let's give it a check. This is 11%, right? So corpus is rate is this, input is this, PMT previous minus this, simple. Then balanced MF, right? What is the current? Let's just copy paste. Right? What is the current value? We know that the current value is 9,78,000. Right? What is the term? We already know it's 17. What is written? We already know it's 9.5. Let's check. Yeah, it's 9.5. Purpose is also we can copy paste. Now we got the valuation. One thing we missed. Okay. Let me go back here. So total period we got for PPF is 16, but the retirement period is 17 years, right? Sorry, not the retirement period. Yeah, the pre-retirement period is 17 years. So we have to extrapolate to one more year, right? But here's the trick. The 1 year which it will be extrapolated to, it can be in a PPF return, right? It will not be in PPF. So where it will be in the retirement fund, which is yielding 6.5%, right? So we have to include that 1 year of extrapolation, right? Which is in 6.5. I will directly put it in formula. 6.5%. 1 year. It's a PMT. There is no further investment. It's just that PPF fund will be shifted to the retirement fund without any contribution. Okay. So what is the part 4? Part 4 is to calculate the shortfall. We already know how much it's needed, right? We need this amount of, this is the corpus which is needed, and what do we have? So that's all heavy things we have already calculated. You just have to add all the data, total accumulation, right? Which is, I should mark it, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is all the accumulation. So this is A plus B plus C. Now he got this amount of time, this amount of money only. So what will be the shortfall? Very simple, which is 4.66 CR minus 2.8 CR. Now you got the answer. Hope you understand this well. I'll be sharing this spreadsheet with you with all the calculations intact, so you can refer to this spreadsheet anytime. And